Hello everyone, hello. Good evening, good night, good anything, wherever you are right now. Hi Burger, hello, good evening. Today we're going to continue the what's the name? The game, the siege game that we were making. Uh, I am pretty sure. Did you install Better TV, Burger? Or did you just copy what I what I sent? Um, so yeah, it's going to be shorter today because I'm feeling a bit sick. Don't know why. Probably because I eat only a single time today. But who knows? But yeah, getting right at it. I was studying a little bit of the code again, seeing what we had done last night, which wasn't much. Turtle, hi Lindsay, hello. Um, which wasn't much. I just did some annotations, some stuff to delete. Um, like this is not part of the game logic, which probably it's this area, which triggers automatically. Do I have cursor with me? No. To next dev stream, I'll download cursor because it's way better to work with AI with him, since integrated and everything. So yeah. Delete this, not part of game logic. Probably prepare for next day. It checks if game over happened. If not, it increases a day upon taking an action. All of this is included inside this one, which is the end day and process events. Yeah, this one triggers automatically. Once you take an option, which was one of the 4 ones, let me show it again. Here. Once you click any of these buttons, it'll go to the next day. If do you like tabletop RPGs? I have played them sometimes with a friend. I've never played an established. Pardon. I have played an established system before, but it was for only one session, and it was pretty nice. But usually we do homebrewed systems. Why? Because people are lazy to read. RPG stream whenever. I don't have people to play RPG with, and RPG sessions take like 7 hours. I don't believe most people have the time. But it would be nice. It would be nice. By the way, later on DMs, never. Never is a strong word. Very improbable. By the way, on DMs, could you tell me about that situation some months ago? About that person? If you'd like, of course. I forgot to ask you about the situation, if things went well. That's it, I'm calling both on your neighborhood. They can't, because I don't live in real. I'm not a filthy brown oil like you. Thank you. Okay. This, like a lot of this is part of the game. Like checking for game over conditions, population growth, house decay. Not really. This really isn't a thing anymore. Well, kinda. It happens in a different way. Spoiler: Robot Cop remake parts being stripped down clip. Não sobrou nada. Ai, let's get back to it. This part, food consumption, Food consumed equals population, food per day. Hi, party. Hello. Good evening. Welcome. Choose per... Huh? Your voice sounds so different in Let's Sings. I do believe it does. In my opinion, it sounds uglier. It sounds much uglier. Frick you! I don't have a Roblox voice. Okay. This, I have to change the logic. From an attack. Hello, Worm. Hello. Did the string die? Welcome. Population growth is conditions are good. Population more than 0. Population max population. We're resuming making the game. I'm not sure if you were here last stream, but I'm making a little game where you defend a city from a siege. It's going to be very simple, most for either portfolio or just messing around, really. I will be using a lot of AI because I'm very lazy to code anything. But I do understand the code. That's the important thing. Oh, you were. Nice. So yeah, today is going to be much more hands-on, even though this stream is going to be quicker because I'm a bit sick. But I'll try to make it very concise. Not trying to get very sidetracked. Okay, so I need to ask it to change this function to be triggered upon pressing a button, and I have to remove not this is okay. Function set game action for today. Add event listener. Yeah. Right now we have these functions which are responsible for listening to the buttons. They are not the smartest way of doing it because they do not translate to the tiers we're wanting to make. We are going to use this system for the day, for passing the day. Yep. Siege attack, wall damage taken, map floor, daily wall damage base. This is also very simple. I have to make it this better. Make it more complex since attackers will have supplies and be affected by what the hell? Be affected by supply and modifiers. Okay. 1 second. Pardon. Okay. Choose an action. Action for today. Function. End day and process event. Yeah. This is the bad thing. It's too concatenated everything. Everything pulls the other code and etc. etc. That's bad. It should be more atomized. Are you coding this for real or using ChatGPT? I used Claude to generate this for me. I did some changes, but I am going to use most AI. Hi Leaf, hello. Because I'm very lazy to actually code anything, because it's JavaScript. I'm just going to look at the code, see if it's doing it alright. I'll ask it to do it for me. I'll see if it's going to do it's doing what I want it to do. I will correct it manually if I need. But if I don't, it's just making my work faster, you know. The AI knows to program probably better than I do, and I'm just here to check if it's doing the right thing. That's basically what I did at my work. Even my manager, who's like 12 years into the business, did this. Like he knew more how to do stuff and um, infrastructure and etc., frameworks and whatever, but hands-on coding, he did just like the database stuff. The AI did all the programming for him. Not all, but a great majority. Okay. Population. Max population. This is the thing that's bothering me. How will I control max population? This has to change depending on the difficulty and on the thing. I need to atomize everything as much as possible. I need to make houses one thing. I need to make a dashboard for the game so we can set the variables that it will use. I have to make this changeable because they are all constants. They shouldn't be constants. Well, they should, but you get it. They shouldn't actually. They change a lot. It's just some here, like the lost base chance, population growth, etc. Although, no, I could use this with math. I could change it with that. I never got this prompt. New survivors join your settlement. Testing, I have never crossed this prompt message. Okay, what will I ask out of Mr. AI here? Here. I'll ask him to add a next day button that when pressed it processes the actions taken. We'll try refining the day cycle for now, and then I'll move to the decision making. Oh, also, I'll ask it to change the display. I'll ask it to change it to a bar on up here. Also, can buy the player. The phase when you'll never die of dysentery in a protracted siege right before your legions reinforcements arrive. That's like the male fantasy, right? Like it's shooting yourself to death. Okay. Display on the top bar. What was the order that I did? Paint. This was someone censored. burger, the face when you'll never send your wife and kids outside of town, save food during a siege only for the attackers to throw their heads over the wall. That's very gruesome, dude. Do not say that ever again. P is population. Display on the top bar, it's true that nobody on a siege sent their children and wives to catch up food. Did that really happen on the siege of Gaul? Display on the top bar the population. Gold doesn't exist yet. Food. And M was materials. I'm going to saw you in half. Initial gold. Initial gold. He was the king of at Caesar as a hero unit. There's no such a thing as units. This was very cool. Like it said, you noticed that gold is not used anywhere. Initial gold. Oh yeah, you weren't here when I explained it. Basically, the game here, This is very schizo, okay? To someone who probably wasn't here at the time. But basically, look. This is the bar where this. What song is this? Oh yeah, you shouldn't be playing this. Should be playing this. I'm probably going to get like my ass copyright striked 5 quadrillion times now. Okay, going back to it. Up here, there's your stats. P is for population, and G is gold, F is food, and M is materials. These are some of your resources. Population is the maximum amount of people, regular people, in your city. Gold is gold. You use it to purchase stuff. I'll probably use it to for you to purchase like upgrades or buildings and stuff like that, which are going to be on this bar right here. And materials is for you to use it on those buildings. Gold is probably going to use on the buildings and on trading, because for example, if your city has a port and the port isn't sieged, you can do trading or buy upgrades or power-ups, etc. This is still a work in progress. Up here there's the life of the things. There's a wall life, which you have to keep up, like upkeep the wall, and etc. You'll have soldiers and people working, which is decided by this slider over here. You have 10,000 people in the city, and each day you decide who's going to work and who's going to be a quote-unquote soldier. They're going to defend the walls, etc. They're basically going to defend the walls, like with archery, etc., from people trying to climb up and stuff like that. And how much you attribute to defense, it'll either make the wall receive less damage, or the attacker will receive damage. Will there be trebuchets? No, not explicitly though. You're going to play as the defenders, not the attackers, okay? So you are going to be on the receiving end of the trebuchet. But yeah, that's the idea. If you have too many soldiers here, like the guy attacked with 1,000 people, and your troops, for some reason, it's going to have some math behind it, manage to defeat all of them, the guy who's attacking you is going to be 1,000 soldiers in depth. He's going to lose those. You're basically going to play like PvE against an AI with their own resources, their own amount of soldiers, and etc. So that's the gimmick here. There are going to be days where he's not going to attack anyone, and stuff like that. And here's the important thing, because there's a bunch of things your 8k workers can do in a single day. Attacker has brought 99 engineers, trebuchet built in 3 hours, siege over on day 1. The AI should be allowed to cheat like the Yu-Gi-Oh game. What are you... The AI... Oh, it probably does. But it's going to. On the harder levels, it's going to. Probably not. I'll try to keep AI cheating to a minimum. Just trying to make the balance about like what resources you have and what resources they have, you know. One thing that I mentioned that I would find interesting is making some sieges here, like historical sieges. I said I was not going to go sidetracked, and I'm just doing that right now, but frick. So that's the idea. Like, oh, the siege of Constantinople or the siege of Zurich. Was Zurich ever siege? I don't know. You know, big sieges, big known sieges throughout history, mainly up until like early modern, like kinda the era until maybe the 30 Years' War. Siege of Vienna, yeah. That's actually a pretty good one. Negative effect, someone forgot the big door open. That could be an event. That could be an event. But here, like, you have 8,000 people assigned to work. You decide what they will do on this box here with the priorities. Like, if you have farming, which is this F up here, most workers will farm, which generates food. And then there's repair wall, which means giving more life to the wall if it was damaged. Repair houses, buildings, because part of the damage, especially if the enemy, I'll probably make like the enemy has 2 damage types. One is siege attack, like siege weapons, and the other is just like regular human wave tactics, you know. If the guy goes badonkers and just uses humans, the soldiers are going to defend it. If he uses siege weapons, the soldiers can't do much about that, so probably some of the damage will go to the buildings. You see, look up the war between Imperial Russia and Qing China. Some really interesting sieges happened during that. I do remember, I believe, seeing a guy who does a lot of. He has. Will hunger be a major mechanic? It should be, since sieges are a lot about resource management. Food should not at least be trivial. I'll try all in my power to balance things between keeping the wall well and keeping your buildings well and farming. But never, I do not want any difficulty for you to have like certain food security, you know. It's not focused 100% on hunger, but it's going to be one of the major factors you've had. But going back to the rushing thing, I remember seeing a guy. He has like very weird videos. Like it's not very pretty, but I remember him explaining a lot of sieges throughout history, and I remember like how the Chinese weren't made to siege the type of force that the Europeans were building. I know! I said that the food is going to be one of the major, literally like probably the most important thing here. Stop being annoying. Going back to the code. Food, gold. Gold is before food. And then building materials. Building. Build. Ah. Ah. I'm going to kill myself. There you go. Okay. Let's see if it'll do right. Add a voice line that plays if a character dies mid-sentence. That's like funny for 2013. Next day button that when pressed to process the actions taken by the player in that day. Display on the top bar the population, gold, food, building materials respectively. That's literally a recent thing. Sure. You and your RTSs from 2009. I'll fire it and reveal bomb your game. It's going to be on the web. It's a GS game. Are you done? Building materials respectively. Okay. Below it, make a progress bar. Reverse progress bar, a life bar of the value of wall life, wall health. That decreases as it takes damage, and it increases as it is healed. Only display, no, not really. There's going to be logic changes as well. It's not only on the HTML. Well, let's see what it does and how much it will take. You're banned again. Pirate 99 copies of your game equals $1 bajillion gets subtracted from your bank account by me for pennies. Delete parent copies, $1 bajillion enter my account. That's actually very good. That's how EA makes money. Let's see. It's babbling bunch of stuff. They could have just given me the extracts to copy and paste. Need to use the bathroom. Don't need to say that. I should have said it should be centered. The wall help should be centered. These things of design are very wacky. The understanding of CSS and HTML is laughable. Event listeners. Repair walls button, add event listener, click, choose action, perform repair walls. Repair walls button, choose action. That's completely not what I asked for. Repair walls button, add event listener, click, choose action. That's not it, dude. This is a marker function. Logic is in end a process events. What? He didn't make a button, at least from what I gathered. Weird. Let's copy it and see what it does. Oh yeah, I forgot to take out the text. I think that's it. Not bad, not bad. I mean, you can change the action. Did it produce food? It did. This bar is actually pretty good. It's really nice. Although I don't think it's reading from the reading from wall max health though. It is, apparently. That's good. Okay. Let me drink some water. Frick your burger. Now I need to go to the bathroom as well. Okay. He added them kinda correctly. I'll ask it. I'll try to make a description of the lateral box where the order of actions should take place. Should I do that? No. I think it's too complex for it to understand. I need to make a more specified prompt. I could try working on the population slider. That's actually pretty good. I'll take out max population, health, and soldiers from here. Since this is the prototype, I won't be worrying about positioning where this stuff is. I'll do that later. For now, it's doing everything very centralized. That's not something I want. I want elements to be dispersed around. I really need to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to text. Where's text? Text. Where is it? Is this one? I think it is. What did he do? There we go. I'll be back extremely quickly. I'm back. Okay. Let's try doing the slider. It's going to be a 100 percentile where it divides the amount of people in 100 in units of 100, and each tick of the thing is 1%. Okay. I'll remove it later, this part here, because if I ask him to remove, it's probable that he'll do some mistake. So just ask for the slider. Now add a slider. Remove the concept of soldiers as separate of the population. Add a slider under house health. Under house health, where it's divided in 100 ticks. To decide the percentile of workers and soldiers of that day. It would be nice to like cap this in the beginning of the game, since the you can go 100 because not everyone is a combatant, a merchant, a priest is not someone who knows how to wield the bow or a sword out of nowhere, you know. So maybe throughout time or throughout some buildings, it increases this cap in which you may increase the amount of soldiers in the walls. I think that would be a very nice way to cap and force the player to make more decisions. Do I buy this house, which will increase my total population, or will I allow myself to have more percentage of soldiers? I think that if balanced well, this would play nice. I think Borger went to a bathroom in Tibet because, or he was like eaten by his toilet. Okay, soldiers of the day. Showing the 100% bar changing the value in percentile in regards to the amount of workers. Workers to the left of the slider. We're dragging it right. Increases the amount of workers. Workers to the left of the slider, we're dragging it right, increases the amount of workers. Okay. Whereas the soldiers are on the right. High worker are on the right, and vice versa. Better not use this, better to type. and taking the slider to the left increases soldiers. So there's soldiers. You'll divide it in 100 ticks. As you drag it to the right, it will increase the amount of workers. If you drag it to the left, it will increase the amount of soldiers. The value is only taken account not really sure what I was going to say here. Where's the soldiers? Are on the right, and taking the slider to the left increases the amount of soldiers. Yeah. I can add a limit later. I'm not really sure what to do here. Don't know if you added this yet, but you could add an event where enemies infiltrate inside the walls. It was going to be like a little event where raiders or pillagers or whatever managed to get inside and like steal some stuff, kill some people, but like never a big enough regiment to cause like true chaos, you know. It would be, oh, you wake up on the next day and like 10 people died, and then whatever, not much you could do. Or maybe if you have a lot of the more soldiers you have on the walls, the less probability of this occurring, things like that. Whereas the soldiers are on the high, on the right, and taking the slider left increases soldiers. What was going to come on here? Oh yeah, it only takes effect once the button to the next day has been pressed. It only takes effect once the current at the bottom the button of the yeah fair. Let me see. Control. Let's see what he'll come up with. I hope we'll be able to do it. I'm pretty sure you will. I'll probably just have to think around its logic and bogajillions of comments. Okay. Did you forget to add the gold here? No. House decay, overcrowding, population growth, prepare for next day. So it says nothing about this lighter. Let's see. Oh, this again. Okay. Whoa. Oh! This is actually pretty cool. It way more than I expected. It even locked this stuff where you don't have soldiers for the day. That's pretty cool. I just wish this percentile actually was like I have 50 population. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not going to be like this again. The bottoms aren't to be bottoms. There's only to be this button here, which I wish to be here. And you're just going to have like a pile of stuff that you can drag. And you like the first decision, like 30% of the X percentile of workers will do this, and X percentile will do the second one. Oh, but I don't want it to repair the wall. The wall is okay. You can drag it to like a sleep zone where like a no do pile where they won't do anything, and it increases the amount of people doing the thing upwards. Or better, it increases the amount of what people do in all the rest of the pile. I'm not sure if you get the idea. Oh yeah. I remember talking about production as another faux resource you have. Workers produce production and use production to get the food, repair the walls, etc. That way you have different weights to different actions. Yeah, I get it. I don't get the idea. That's very burger of you. Okay. Dude, this impressed me that it disables, but that's pretty freaking nice. Okay. Now I guess it's difficult. Oh yeah, brother, one thing that I haven't told you. I want this to have graphics. This is the prototype of the prototype. This is what like the beta will look like. The slider won't be on the middle, it will be like on the left. Today will be here. Much more video gamey feel. And where there's this box, which will be this box here, which will be in the middle, because I won't have graphics yet. But later on, the graphics, which I imagine will be pixelized, will be here. You'll see the city, you see like empty plots and stuff like that, where you're going to build the buildings and everything. You're going to see like a health bar of each house of the wall. Maybe even sections of the wall would be interesting. So that way the wall isn't like one homogeneous thing around. But we'll see. That would require much more complex stuff. It would like require an array of healths that compose the complete health of the wall, it would be kind of bonkers to do this kind of thing. Maybe it's easier to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Because the player wants it simple as well. Victoria 2 hasn't learned, nor Victoria 3, nor Paradox has ever learned this. Although if their games were simple, people probably wouldn't like them. But yeah. What else could we do? We have this slider. We have the end date button. I could try taking max population and house health out of here, since they don't really need to be here. This simple. It broke the display for some reason. What the hell? Copy text. Okay. Max population. Population allocator. Does it use anything from max population? Max population display? No. Then why would it break? Why then when I remove it, it breaks? What the hell? Stat item. Min 0. It should change if I change this, not this. If I move it upward, it doesn't change anything. Even more upwards, it doesn't change anything. The moment I delete it, everything dies. Why? Is max population mentioned anywhere else? No. House health? No. Max population display. Update display. Nope. Maybe it's in the update display actually. Since it does not have anything to show. Search it now, it's the only one. Search it now, it's the only one. Maybe now, if I remove it, it won't break everything in an instant. They were on their own div even. It should not cause issues. There we go. Yeah, it was that. It was that. Let's say 70 produce food. $35 workers. If I make this 40. Yeah, it's not changing. It's always 35. This does not change anything. And the game bugged. Like, even if it's 2% of workers, 98 soldiers, once they click to produce food. No, it set it to 1 worker. What? If you make it 99, 90, produce food, it's 45. Repair walls. I think it's kind of working. It's just because the number is too little, too small. 50-50, will it be 25? Yeah, it is working. It is working. The number is just small. You can just grow food during a siege. You can. It's not that they're going like to, oh, food appear, like I'm going to plain little food here. This is going to be like finding food, killing dogs, eating horses, this kind of stuff, you know. Great. You have to understand that once you send these giga messages, Streamlabs freaking kill you. The Romans don't want you to know but you can just eat the non-combatant during the siege. I have already eaten all sufficient population of gold. That's what the Chinese do. That would be a really nice perk to when you're sieging when you're playing as the Chinese. Every kill you gain food. Every time you lose a worker or a soldier, you gain food. That's pretty smart of you. That should be a skill you can adapt midway through the game. Food bonus at the cost of morale. Not really sure if I'll use it would be nice to have a morale system as well, but I don't want to over-engineer it yet. You know? What happens if I die? Will it give me... The walls have fallen, the city is lost, you survived 13 days, play again. Sodom and Gomorrah gives some scenario that's going to be like impossible mode, because you're like fighting against God. My model really just broke for a second there. What else? You decide to attempt the messengers of the Lord. The wrath of the God shall reign over your head. That would be a really nice introduction to the scenario, to the difficulty. Okay, this is locked for some reason. Okay, when you die, this later locks. Oh! It inverted actually. This side is soldiers, these sides are workers. It did the opposite of what I wanted. Less wave, plague, plus dysentery, plus earthquake, plus rain. I cast dysentery. It should be the opposite, workers here and soldiers here. But that's okay. I'll change it later. What else would be easy to do? Let me check. Materials, it's here. This pile will take like 2 dev streams to make it work properly. Because it's a bunch of CSS and JavaScript to make this work. Siege of Gormora starts for civilians. Flee immediate game over screen. Nori, was it only? Is it because only 4 people were saved from the city? I don't remember the story. What else? I don't remember how many people there were in Lost Family Law. At least 2 that I can guarantee. I do remember it was like a very small amount. Guys, I think that'll be it for today. I am very sleepy. If you haven't found that out, I am yawning a lot and I am a bit slow today, but we did some nice progress nonetheless. We did some pretty nice UI changes, added some systems. Probably next stream we'll add the pile system, which will be like the most difficult system there will be because it will involve a lot of math. Sorry for the smaller stream today. I really wanted to stream, but I was really tired as well. But again, I really wanted to stream. It wasn't bad. At least in my opinion, it was quite fruitful, even though of my conditioning. Tomorrow there's going to be nothing, but Saturday it's going to have Human Echo. We're going to play Human Echo after a long time without Human Echo. It'll be fun. I hope to see Beatrice soon. I won't. I know she only appears on episode 2 if I'm not mistaken. So it'll take like, what, 15, 20 more Human Echo streams? Thank you, Burger. I really, okay. Again, I really appreciate when you show up. So yeah, that's it for today. I thank all of you who came up today. Lovely stream, lovely chat today, and hope you all have a lovely night, a lovely evening. God bless all of you. Please pray for me. I'll be praying for you, and I'll see you all Saturday playing some Yumi Negro. Bye bye. God bless all of you.